Alright, so I am driving to a salt cave. It's called Bluegrass Salt Cave. It is on Brandon Crossing. And so I'm just going to start documenting my quests on trying to find relief for the autoimmune disorder that I have. My autoimmune disorder causes my skin to manifest eczema and psoriasis, and it seems to be it's like sort of in a cycle. So it's like for 2 weeks out of the month when I'm ovulating, my skin looks really, really good and it almost clears up all the way. But then when I am luteal and about to start my period, it starts to flare. And so as you can see, I have the spot here, and then there's some up here, and it's literally all over my back, my neck, my arms right now, and it's the most uncomfortable feeling. It not only looks bad, but it doesn't feel good at all. It feels very, very like irritated. It feels like fire or itchy or like little pins and needles. And I also noticed that when I stress out, the symptoms flare as well. So if I get really upset or sad or any type of negative emotion, it just immediately just manifests and goes and flares, particularly on my face. And that's the hardest part of having this, is when it's on your face, because it you have to be out in the world. You have to be out in the world. You have to be like in front of people. I teach fitness and dance classes, so I'm in front of people all the time. I also like to perform, and then sometimes no amount of makeup will cover this shit up. Like it won't cover it up. And so I'm always literally spending my time researching, trying to figure out what to do. I also spend a significant amount of time each day moisturizing my skin. It literally takes about 10 minutes after a shower to put on all the various creams just to get it to look like this. Just to get it to look how it is right now. If I didn't do those things, it would look worse. And this isn't the worst breakout I've had. The worst one was, the most recent worst one was during the lockdown 2020, when everything shut down. Like, my skin went into full on flare. I started losing hair. I got it all up in my scalp. It was everywhere on my body, like literally everywhere. The most uncomfortable I'd ever been in my entire life, because I was just in a constant state, I guess, of panic, because during that time we all didn't really know what was happening, and so that's what flared this flare up. And so this flare up has been ongoing since May of 2020. And so today's experiment is a salt room, a salt cave. I'm going to go sit in that for 45 minutes. And it sounds promising, because whenever I go to the beach or to Florida and I'm there for about a week, my skin actually clears up really, really well, and it looks super pretty. And so my thought process is that if it's the saturation of salt in the air, then where I live in Kentucky and there's no sea salt anywhere close by, perhaps going into a salt room once a week or once a month or whatever I find that would work would give me these similar results. And so that is the goal. I'm going to actually hop into Kroger first and grab a little quick snack, because I just taught 2 classes and I need to eat something or I'll get a headache. So yeah, this is my autoimmune journey, trying to find relief, trying to find healing. This is what I really look like. This is like the real deal. There's those spots here. I have it here. It gets around my lips sometimes, and then I do have a few on my neck. And then there's a spot that likes to show up here as well, and then my eyes. So yeah, that's what's happening, and I will hop back on here soon and tell you the results, or at least the experience. So I did the Halo therapy, salt room therapy earlier today. It was a 45-minute session. I luckily had the room to myself, which was great. And you basically, like, the floor is covered in salt and you walk on it barefoot, and it feels really, really good. And then you sit in this little like beach recliner type of chair, and they give you a blanket if you want. You can't have anything in there except for like a bottle of water, and it has to have a lid. And so you just sit there and you breathe in the air. You think a lot. I took some of the salt and rubbed it on my spots because that's what the lady said to do. And like, I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm just trying anything and everything to get this off of my face. So it was very relaxing. I feel, you know how if you've been at the beach for the day, I feel slightly like that. Not like the entire, like I'm completely tired from a beach day, but like that relaxed, like, now I can go take a nap type of feeling. And so I feel pretty decent. I mean, I'm tired. I want to rest. I don't know if that's because of the salt being relaxing or if because I'm about to start my cycle. But regardless, I think what I'm going to do is lay down and rest and try to relax and take a little nap. I ate a good lunch. Before I got home, I went to the grocery store and couldn't find half the stuff I needed, and that was frustrating. And see, the thing is when you have this type of issue, the smallest frustrations, like even if you don't feel like they're that big of a deal, if you begin to feel frustrated, it activates the cortisol to the extreme. And so instead of like a normal person, they would start to feel frustrated, and it would maybe activate the cortisol and the fight or flight slightly, but they'd be able to bring it back down. In my body, the slightest thing, it seems like, will cause the extreme flare. And so, you know, I'm going through the grocery store and I'm just like, they don't have the gluten-free tortillas that I need to make wraps, and that's what I want to cook tonight. And so then I go to a different grocery store and they don't have the same thing, which, I mean, when you have this psoriasis, eczema type of thing, I found that gluten-free and dairy-free is really, really good. Those really trigger it bad. But when you're in a flared state, it doesn't matter what you do or what you eat. It's just going to be like that. So yeah, they didn't have it. And I was frustrated. But I got over it. I mean, this is how it is. It's post-COVID, and you can't find anything half the time. And, you know, it's just the way it is. But my body doesn't get the signal that, okay, we're not frustrated anymore. My body still thinks we're frustrated. And so now it's like, even though I'm not frustrated anymore. It's very, very strange. Very exhausting, difficult thing to deal with. And I'm not like saying these things to get pity, because that's the last thing. I'm not a victim. But it's just, I'm sure there's somebody out there who is watching this who will think, they probably think that they're the only one dealing with stuff like this, and you're not. And it sucks. And I empathize. And, just, I don't have any advice except to just keep trying. And then just try to not stay focused on that. That's why I work so much. But then the work creates stress. And it's like this vicious cycle. But do I sit at home and then focus on, having autoimmune disorders? Or do I still go and live my life? Like, I don't want to look back at my life and be like, wow, I really wish I had done all these things, but I didn't because I had autoimmune disorders. But I refuse. So I'm going to go and chase my dreams and try to manage this at the same time. And it is, it's a challenge. But it is what it is. It's my choice of what I want to do. And so here we are. And I will post future updates of my skin and what works and what doesn't and what seems to be flaring and what not. I'm a bit of I don't want to say I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, but, I really think that there's something in the food or in the air or whatever that can cause these triggers to be amplified. I don't know. I think that sometimes it's probably not true. Probably is complete lunacy, but sometimes I feel that way. I'm like, there's gotta be something happening, like, because I'm literally trying everything. So, all right, I'm gonna shut up now and go and put my phone away. That's another thing. I found the phone is a trigger. And the phone emits, those radioactive waves. If you have that in your hand and close to you at all times, you're apparently getting cooked. And so that could also be contributing. And as you can see, like, I can't stop touching my spots and my face, because they just, like, when I speak, I feel them there. Like, it itches right here, right now. And then it itches here, and then it itches on my body. So, and then you can see here, this is where COVID, when the lockdown happened, I lost a bunch of hair, and then it's starting to grow back. And I found that prenatals help the hair grow back. It just takes some time. So, good luck to all my fellow people out there who are dealing with this similar type of issue. So, peace.